Hi, I'm Rev Myron. I'm a minister with Pathways of Light, and I've been a Course in Miracles student for 40 years. So I'm going through the lessons this year, asking Jesus for clarity. And then from that clarity, I'm writing, whatever comes to me. And that's what I'm sharing with you today. So let's get started. We're looking at lesson 94. I am as God created me. Paragraph 1. Today, we continue with the one idea which brings complete salvation, the one statement which makes all forms of temptation powerless, the one thought which renders the ego silent and entirely undone. You are as God created you. The sounds of this world are still, the sights of this world disappear, and all the thoughts that this world ever held are wiped away forever by this one idea. Here is salvation accomplished. Here is sanity restored. This one truth, that I am still as God created me, believed, is all that is needed to return to Him. All will be undone and sanity restored when this is known. I do all that I can to bring that moment closer. I forgive guilt as soon as I'm aware of it. I release the belief and fear as soon as I'm able. I remind myself of the truth all through the day. I think of my brother Jesus, and I think of my Father all day as well. Paragraph 2. True light is strength, and strength is sinlessness. If you remain as God created you, you must be strong and light must be in you. He who ensured your sinlessness must be the guarantee of strength and light as well. You are as God created you. Darkness cannot obscure the glory of God's Son. You stand in light, strong in the sinlessness in which you were created, and in which you will remain throughout eternity. Oh, you hear that? Throughout eternity. Wow. I used to think that I would never see these promises upheld, at least not in this lifetime. I felt too weak and too fearful and could not imagine being strong and being sinless. Now I realize that while I still have a ways to go, I never doubt it will occur. Maybe in this lifetime, but absolutely at some point, I will experience what Jesus promises. I do believe that I'm not this body and that what I am is unaffected by what is done in time and space, even though I have not had the experience of self, the true self. I have no trouble believing in it. Over time, as I have released more and more ego thinking, my experience of the world has changed dramatically. Even in those rare times when I become afraid, I know that this is ego and not truth. I can generally shift back into peace pretty quickly. Paragraph 3. Today, we will again devote the first 5 minutes of each waking hour to the attempt to feel the truth in you. Begin these times of searching with these words. I am as God created me. I am His Son, eternally. Now try to reach the Son of God in you. This is a self that never sinned, nor made an image to replace reality. This is a self that never left its home in God to walk the world uncertainly. This is a self that knows no fear, nor could conceive of loss or suffering or death. As Jesus has before, He's asking us to seek an experience of knowing myself, my real self. This is a self that has never left heaven, never suffered, and never died. I can have that experience because the Son of God is in me. It is exactly as God created it, and it is always available to me. Paragraph 4. Nothing is required of you to reach this goal except to lay all idols and self-images aside. Go past the list of attributes, both good and bad, you have ascribed to yourself, and wait in silent expectancy for the truth. God has himself promised that it will be revealed to all who ask for it. You are asking now. You cannot fail because he cannot fail. Well, I'm leaning not on my ego, but on God himself. I can forget for a few minutes the idol I made to take the place of God's creation. I can just wait to see what happens. Oh, well, as it turns out, mostly what happens is a lot of thought. But I relaxed into it without trying to make anything happen. I didn't even try to control the thinking mind. I can't say that myself was revealed, but it became a very peaceful experience. I know that as I keep practicing this with an actual experience being my goal, it will happen. It must, because God promised it would. Paragraph 5. If you do not meet the requirement of practicing the first 5 minutes of every hour, at least remind yourself hourly, I am as God created me. I am his son eternally. Tell yourself frequently today that you are as God created you, and be sure to respond to anyone who seems to irritate you with these words. You are as God created you. You are his son eternally. Make every effort to do the hourly exercises today. Each one you do will be a giant stride toward your release and a milestone in learning the thought system which this course sets forth. Jesus knew I would not necessarily have the promised experience today, and he encourages me to do the practices so that I will have that experience. Each one I do will be a giant step toward my release. That's a beautiful promise. Thank you so much for sharing this lesson with me and watching my video. And if you found it helpful, please like it. And if you haven't yet, subscribe. And I will be back tomorrow with another lesson.